People don't understand that miracles have never come from someone thinking that it's impossible. No man who has ever performed a miracle ever thought it was impossible. Because if you believe it's impossible, you will never try as hard as it takes. Believing it's possible is the only way to push yourself to the absolute limits. As soon as you believe something is impossible, it immediately becomes impossible. As soon as you truly believe in your heart that it will never happen, it's never going to happen, because you will never try hard enough. You will never be able to force yourself to try hard enough to make it happen. No world champion ever became world champion believing it's impossible for him to become a world champion. It's never happened ever. As soon as someone believes something is impossible, all innovation disappears. All creativity, all giving a fuck, all effort vanishes. You go from having a chance, even if it's small, to having no chance. And even when I said it was possible, I didn't think it was gonna happen, but I did believe it was possible. And I just worked my ass off because I knew it was possible. Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, they're all just men. They're mortals like you. All the world champions of the world, mortals. They're humans. They bleed. They're just people who tried very, very hard and worked as hard as humanly possible to make something happen. And it just so happens that if you do that long enough, if you put in the hours and you truly only think about one thing, and you just are the only one who in the world who puts in that much effort, puts in that much time, and never, never, ever gives up, and continues to innovate, continues to think, continues to try new ideas, continues to work, you're eventually just going to become the best. It's just the end conclusion. Eventually, you're going to get what you want. So I think it's an important lesson just for all of you guys. And this is for life. This is for everything in life at all. If you believe something is impossible, you're never going to get it done. It's just true. Rational men have never changed the world. It's the irrational men who do the impossible. Because no one else. If you're rational and you think, okay, well, based on the average bell curve, since I'm probably going to be average, therefore I'm probably never going to. If you believe that, you're fucked. Because you'll never work hard enough. You'll never work to the amount of work that you have to do to make it real. It's never going to happen because your brain's always going to do the cop-out. Well, it's impossible anyway, so I might as well go watch that Netflix. Well, I'm probably wasting my time anyway, so it will never happen. Miracles have only ever happened when the person thought it was possible. It doesn't matter how small the chance is. Look, I'm not saying don't say it's a small chance. I'm saying that force yourself to making it so that you are that small chance. You need to believe it's possible. Even if you believe it's a 1% possible, even if you tried your very, very hardest, it's still a chance. And that will still allow you to push yourself to the limit. That will allow you to push yourself to the realms and push yourself to the only place that will ever make it possible. People who think things are impossible are the ones who will never achieve what they believe is impossible. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. All those people who don't think they'll make millions, who think it's impossible to make millions of dollars, right? Think about how many people look at something and say, nah, that's a scam, it's impossible, can't do it. There's 0% chance they'll ever make $1 million. If you believe something is impossible, it's never going to happen. It's the reason most people are poor. Most people are poor because they genuinely don't believe it's possible for them. They genuinely look at themselves in the mirror and say, no, that's impossible. But they don't realize everyone is just men. They're just people. They're just humans, just like you. You can do the same things. You can work even if you're dumb, work 10 times as harder. How much smarter are the other competition? How much smarter is the competition than you? What, twice as smart? Cool, work twice as hard. Smart people are lazy as fuck anyway. For all of you guys who think that you can't become the strongest person on earth, I promise, if you don't think you can, then you're not going to. But every single world champion always believed he'd be a world champion. There's a reason for that. There's a reason that every single person who's ever done something great and has done something amazing, has done something remarkable, there's a reason that they all believed they could do it. I'm not saying that they thought that in fact, actually, I'd say, yeah, they all knew it was inevitable, because everyone at that level, everyone at the world stage, everyone at that level They just work. All they do is work as hard as humanly possible every single day towards that goal, and the rest is in God's hands. And it just so happened that God usually gives it to you because no one else works that hard. I've heard it many, many, many times, and that's just your brain trying to trick you so that you don't work as hard as humanly possible. No miracle has ever happened when they thought it was impossible. It's never happened. No battle has ever been won. No war's ever been won. Nothing's ever been done if they thought it was impossible. Every great invention you can ever think of, how would that be possible? And how would they have tried and come up with that and worked their ass off if they thought it was impossible? How would they get up in the morning after their 10,000th failure? How? If they thought it was impossible. So anyway, just something to keep in mind. This is just a life lesson as well. For anyone who wants to give up, always give up. Give up if you feel like it. I'm not here to stop you, but I'm letting everyone know that if you've ever believed something is impossible, you immediately made it impossible. Everyone you see, every world champion you've ever seen, everyone you watch on TV, even me, bro, I'm just some guy. They're all mortals just like you. It's about how hard you work, about how efficient you work, and about how you use your time. The problem with most people is most people spend their brain power thinking about a bunch of bullshit that doesn't matter. When you look at a world champion, I promise you, all he does is think about what he's a world champion about. That's all he does. If you want to become the best in the world at something, if you want to do what most people consider impossible, that's the level you need to go to. It needs to be the only thing you think about.